Hey, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. This is Loki with RWD Media. Got a brand new Rapid GT drift setup for you guys today. A very important update since the last time you guys saw me make a video like this. So I got some pretty exciting news. Definitely gonna be working on a more substantial comparison video, but I finally have some definitive proof that this setup is better. I know the last time I dropped this video, a lot of you guys were debating on whether these settings did not matter, but I got some proof for you guys today. I know I was asking for you to take my word for it, but I want you to check out this screenshot of before I put these settings on and after. It's going to show clearly that this is getting much more wheel spin, which is going to allow you guys to drift a lot better, drift a lot more like you've seen in my videos. A lot of people think I'm using mods. A lot of people think I'm cheating, which is not the case. I actually just got on FiveM, so now I'm modding, but not in this video. So anyway, let's get right into it. Let's get into these magical settings. It's going to take you guys to the next level. First thing you're going to need to do is take the armor off your car. You're not going to want any armor on your car. That's going to give you more grip and more understeer, obviously being heavier. Moving on to the brakes, you do not want to run any type of brakes, guys. You're basically going to keep in stock for all the techniques that we do when you're applying the brake when you're drifting, or you're applying the brake when you're trying to do a brake boost. You don't want your brakes to be biting up and stopping the car from sliding. So with that being said, you must clutch kick this car to drift it properly. You must clutch kick to basically drift in GTA at all, which is just simply removing the gas, pressing the handbrake, and then applying the gas again in a rear-wheel drive car. It does work in some all-wheel drive cars, but primarily in rear-wheel drive cars we use this to drift. So that will allow you to get wheel spin, basically make your car get this little temporary boost that you want to repeatedly apply to get your car slide and drift. So little mini tutorial, and I got a bigger one in the description and another one coming up, so make sure you subscribe for that. Moving on to the roll cage, most drivers that I do drift with prefer to take their roll cage out. I haven't done really extensive testing on it, but I haven't been drifting with the roll cage in any of the videos you've been seeing me drift in, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys to take the roll cage out and keep that out unless you want to do some testing on your own. I would highly recommend not running it. Nothing special underneath the hood. We're going to be running EMS4. Definitely want to keep the car as powerful as possible to keep the wheel spinning, keep you sideways moving forward. Now with the exhaust, I definitely recommend you guys running an exhaust. I don't think anyone really runs stock exhaust, but you'll notice if you run stock versus the upgraded exhaust, you get much more backfire. Haven't done any extensive testing here. Haven't done any coding tests, but I do know that running exhaust seems to be the best way to go. So there's only one option for this car, but generally speaking, you're always going to want to upgrade the exhaust on your drift cars. Moving forward to the carbon hood, definitely run a carbon hood on this, guys. The hood that you run is definitely going to make an effect on the performance, especially if you go ahead and take it off. Now sometimes you can pop your hood and remove the hood, which will actually give you even greater performance, debatably on kind of which track you're running. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Definitely recommend trying this, guys. If you get a chance, go ahead and pop your hood off and run hoodless, and you see that your car might slide even just a little bit further. And have some more extensive, more substantial comparison and test videos coming out, so make sure you are subscribed for that. But definitely run that carbon hood. Moving on to the color, it might be hard to believe, but I'm definitely going to recommend you guys run a crew color. I'm not saying this changes the performance, I'm not saying this makes you go faster, but I mean, I've just been hearing so much word, kind of a buzz around having your car colored, using the RGB settings opposed to the vanilla settings in the games, which has something to do with like frame rate and all this other complicated stuff that I don't quite understand. So all I'm saying is go ahead and run a crew color on your car. Now, spoiler, guys, don't put a spoiler on your car. That's going to give you downforce. That's going to make you start gripping up in the way that you do not want. So go ahead and run no spoiler. Recommend this in pretty much every drift car out there. Maybe some other cars like the Banshee can maybe handle it, especially because that car spins out like crazy since they hotfixed, since they broke it. So anyway, moving forward, suspension, extremely important that you have your sports suspension up, not the competitive. The competitive is going to make you start spinning out. Maybe that's what some of you guys have been complaining about, having hard times drifting. It's probably because you're on competitive suspension. Definitely for this build, run sports, and some of my other cars I even run lowered. The lowest suspension setting, guys, it's going to give you too much oversteer. It's going to just make your car really sensitive, and it's going to be really hard to drift. So suspension settings in this game does improve the handling when you're racing, but for drifting you don't want it all the way slammed. Moving on to the transmission, definitely go ahead and upgrade to the race transmission. Want to have those gears swifty, getting swifty as quick as possible. Go ahead and put that on. race transmission. Moving on to the turbo, gonna go ahead and just upgrade that. I remember on this one build in the past, like Schwarzer or something was running no turbo because it was getting too much wheel spin. Not the case with this Rapid GT at all. Definitely throw the turbo in. And moving on to the most important setting, you won't be able to drift with this. You need this to be off your car. Bulletproof tires. Do not upgrade bulletproof tires, guys. The whole GTA drifting thing is predicated on a stance glitch, which essentially removes the traction control from your car, having the closest thing to it, allowing you to get the wheel spinning enough for you to start drifting, holding lines and, you know, holding angle and really wrapping your car around these corners and connecting your drifts and all that. So anyway, don't put bulletproof tires on your car. If your bulletproof tires are on your car now, you have to buy another one because for some reason we can't just take it off. Well, anyway, you know, moving on. So when it comes to the rims and the wheel choice for your car, you're definitely 100% gonna go ahead and run with the SUV tires. Maybe you can get away with the new street tires, but I'm highly recommend SUV tires. That's the one I'm always using in my videos, the one that I've tested. We've tested, multiple people, we've cross tested this and have been proven, you know, in a comparison video as well, to be better for GTA 5 drifting. It's just going to give you much more wheel spin. These are the least grippiest tires out there. Just FYI, if you're running a race car or anything that want grip, you do not want to be running SUV tires. They are the drifty, the slidiest, the slipperiest tire of all. So anyway, not just SUV tires though, guys. I want to make sure that you're running the chrome SUV tires. Personally, I run Dash VIPs. We didn't find any difference in variation between which chrome tire you pick, but the chrome opposed to the regular SUV tire is much more slidey. That's going to keep your car out and holding more angle, getting you more wheel spin. So chrome SUV tires, best for GTA 5 drifting. I'm not debating that. I'm not, you know, putting any speculation out there. That is a fact I can prove. I will prove in the future as well, and I have kind of already, but that video wasn't the best. So I'm gonna make another one. Like I said, make sure you subscribe for that. Moving forward to some maybe harder to believe settings, but you're gonna want to run some tire smoke, guys, some colored tire smoke. I personally recommend blue. We were doing some testing. We didn't get too far, but I find blue works the best for me. I used to run red. I actually talked about this in another video. I know this sounds crazy. I'm gonna dive in on a much more, you know, in-depth comparison, but trust me, and you can test it for yourself. Go ahead and run that blue smoke on there, guys, and you should be kicking your back end out a little bit more. Everyone thinks I'm using mods, everyone thinks I'm cheating. I'm just running some weird settings, guys. That's all I know. That's just all it is. Moving on to the custom tires. Now you can visually see this when you put custom tires on your tires. They actually get larger. It changes it. I don't know if it's just visual. Personally, I do find and prefer to run the custom tires, and they make me feel nice, make me feel cool. Right now, no, I just run them literally because we did a testing for like hours with like 20 people in the lobby, and everyone said they liked the custom tires on better. So that's kind of how we test things, FYI, guys. You know, we just get a massive big groups of people. We all you know, drive the same car, and we trade, you know, around and see which one is sliding the best. So we kind of vote on that. So that's how the builds are made. Just to put that out there. So that's pretty much it, guys. That should be everything. You know, I know some settings might be harder to believe than others. I want to make a more convincing video, more convincing comparison. You know, I'm not over here cracking any codes or, you know, digging up PC files for comparisons on which is this and that. You know, we just gather large groups of people, and, you know, pretty much everybody brings a little piece of information to the table, to the session. You know, we vibe and just drift, and, you know, at the end of the session we come through with the verdict of this is better than that, and I like this more than that, and, you know, we just kind of assemble this car together. So the result is the videos as you see here. I'm sliding, I'm swinging, and I'm holding angle, and I'm holding corners. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed what you saw today, make sure you press the like button, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, turn the notifications on, do everything you need to do to make sure you get updated on this here content.